Interesting development this Friday, everybody. Elon Musk's Twitter deal is reportedly temporarily on hold. Musk saying he is still committed to the purchase of the social media platform, but he wants to address the number of fake accounts, which reportedly is less than 5% of the roughly 230 million daily active users. Now, the number of verified users could ultimately impact the overall value of the company in Musk's $44 billion bid. So he wants to make sure he's getting his money's worth, apparently. Twitter also placing a new hold on most of its new hires and backing off on offers today. That's according to Axios. Sources say that it is current Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal making the decision to suspend most hiring and to cut back on non-labor costs to ensure we are being responsible and efficient. His words there. And all of this comes as two other Twitter's key executives are leaving the company as well. So lots of movement there, John.
Indeed, Bianca. Let's welcome in our panel to talk more about this. With us today is attorney and Republican strategist Aaron Elmore. Also with us, host of the David Harris Jr. show, David Harris Jr. He used to be a fetus. You could see that on his shirt. And also with us today, Chad Prather, host of the Chad Prather Show, also the author of I Am Crazy. Chad, I believe this is the first time on the program. Great to have you with us. But let's get into this, guys. Elon Musk is taking a lot of flack for this tweet. The stock price has crashed. He says he's still committed. Aaron, do you believe him?
I do believe him, and I just think this is a strategic business move. We all know that he's brilliant. That's, to say the least, maybe a genius. But with all of these fake accounts on there, I think he's trying to flush out what is real, what is fake, what are bots, where are they coming from, so then he can ascertain a more fair price. So maybe that'll give him a little room to wiggle and negotiate. I think he is dedicated to free speech, and this is sort of the massive billionaire troll. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he's committed as well, David. But a lot of us put, a lot of confidence in Elon Musk. We saw some changes. I think a lot of us were shadow banned before, not so much now. But also at the same time, when this was announced, we were hearing that there were a lot of barriers and obstacles in the way. What do you think this means for the deal ultimately?
I think that what I love seeing is the absolute meltdown of the left and those that are on Twitter, all the blue check marks that just continue to talk about how Elon is a damage and a menace for a free society. When these are the people that are pushing the narrative that continues to go against what every sane American understands is factual. You've got the Biden White House putting out this disinformation SAR, basically, that these are the same people that say men can get pregnant and have periods, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm appreciative of what I see over at Twitter. I still love truth. I hope truth continues to rise, but it is good to see on Twitter more people enjoying it and feeling that freedom is coming. A lot of people have seen absolutely explosive growth since just the mention of a free speech advocate like Musk taking over. They're still restricting me. They're still taking people from me. So I'd like to see somebody get in there, dive in, and find out exactly what they've been doing and to who. And that's probably why some of these execs are getting out right now. They don't want to be there when the crap hits the fan.
David mentioned Truth, Chad, and I think he's right. There's some competition now in the marketplace. Truth is a legitimate platform, and others haven't even, I don't think, reached that level of, whatever you want to call it, user experience that you have on Truth. But what do you think this means for Musk in this deal? He's got real competition now, and apparently there's a lot of headwinds inside the organization itself.
Well, Musk is smart. We know that. And I agree with Aaron's assessment, as well as my former fetus friend, David Harris. Whenever the announcement for him purchasing Twitter was made, suddenly Twitter became a fun place again, for a few days at least. And look, when we're on social media, we want to be on a place where all the cool kids are. We want to have the opportunity to get retweeted by Donald Trump Jr. or, have some blue check celebrity that we look up to, respect, or value their opinion to say something back to us. So I think to the degree that Truth can continue to add more players to the game, they'll get more and more relevance and more, more usefulness in that regard. But, look, as I said, Musk is a smart guy. And he knows what he's doing. He knows how to get himself back into the conversation in the media, and he's doing it with this. It's a smart move, I think. David and I, we both know how many bots we encounter day in and day out on our Twitter feed. So hopefully this will continue to clean up the mess that Twitter created in its platform.
Yeah, 5%. It sounded a little low to me. Who knows, though? He's going to look into it. And like you said, he's a smart guy. He can send rockets into space. Probably will be able to figure out Twitter. Let's also talk about this Disinformation Governance Board. Nita Jankowicz is heading that up, and she actually wants people to edit other people's tweets. So verified folks go and edit your tweets. I don't know, Aaron, this sounds like a terrible idea.
But isn't she full of terrible ideas? The Biden administration is just one terrible idea after the other. And this clip that you're showing right now of her singing was so cringy. It's terrifying. So what this saying is forget about free speech. Someone else can go in and edit your speech. This makes it far worse than we even thought. So she's not exactly one who is a purist for the truth anyway. So get ready for writing one tweet and she's going to go in there and say something completely different. Thank God for Elon Musk. Let's cross our fingers and say a little prayer that he gets to take over and change this from happening, because right now we're headed on a bad trajectory without him.
I think David might let Chad edit his tweets or vice versa, but it does. I think it only muddies the water a little bit more. David, what do you think?
Oh, it absolutely does. I mean, this is as close as you're going to get to actual book burning. Instead of add some context to it, add their misinformation context to it that some other blue check mark or woke liberal put together just to try to create a false alternative reality narrative to the truth. It's absolutely insane. And what Aaron said is right. Every single thing that this current president on paper that is unfortunately, well, I don't even think he's occupying the Oval Office. Every time you see him, he's on a set somewhere. Everything about this presidency is fake. It's made up. It's phony. And everything that Joe Biden does, he just continues to show how much more. If you can go from dumb to dumber and then keep going, he just shows that he just doesn't care about the American people and the decisions and the people that he are promoting. It's just, they're asinine. It's a clown show, absolute clown show. And I hope it's waking Americans up that bought the big lie and that voted for that man.
I think that America is waking up, and not just average Americans, but corporate America as well. Chad, Netflix is putting employees on notice with a new culture memo. Variety reporting this one, that they are publishing an update to its corporate culture memo for the first time in nearly 5 years, and basically saying, if you don't like the content that we put out there, maybe you should find a new place to work, Chad. Maybe they learned a lesson over the Dave Chappelle stuff and what we've seen, especially after the fallout from Disney's decision down in Florida to get in the mix it up with Ron DeSantis.
Dave Chappelle is worth hundreds of millions of dollars to Netflix. When it comes to the bottom line, they don't care about the cannon fodder that's working in the cubicle. So I'm glad that they're handing them a little bit of comeuppance and telling them to mature themselves and toughen up a little bit. Listen, we know the insane asylums are empty and they're running the streets and working in the big tech and the big media firms out there. They're weak-skinned, thin-skinned, lefty, lunatic, wild-eyed progressives that can't handle reality. And Netflix apparently is giving them a little dose of it in the form of a corporate memo. So I like that they're doing it. I wish more would step up and do the exact same thing. And let's get back to the real world of entertainment where people can laugh at things, they can cry about things, and they don't have to worry about making it into a big political drama every time they watch a show.
Yeah, that's true. Comedy's dead. Humor's dead. As long as you subscribe to that woke culture, it's hard to find good entertainment out there anymore. But I found you guys all to be pretty entertaining.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.